What is going on? Welcome back to the vlog. This is the first time I'm shooting on a brand new phone, the iPhone 15 Pro, and it's a change from what I had before, which was the Samsung Z Fold 3. So hopefully you guys see a little bit of a difference in quality. I'm not really sure as of yet because this is my first time shooting with it for vlog purposes. But yeah guys, the purpose of the vlog today is to finally tell you guys that the build is finally done. It's reached its last leg as far as modifications. There's really not much more I can do to it. I did get a recent upgrade that I was thankfully gifted by my buddy Adam at Epsilon Aero. Quick little rundown on what's going on. There's a front lip, carbon fiber front lip that replaces the Club Miata lip that I had originally before. I now have the side skirts that is also replacing the club that I had before. So instead of an upsweep on the rear end of the car, it is now just one flat sheet of carbon fiber, which I personally like. Honestly, it looks just more cleaner in that way. It makes the car look a little bit lower too than what I had before. And lastly, I have a diffuser that also replaced what I had before, was just a black piece from Mazda, but now it has a little bit of fins. It's pretty subtle, so it's not too it's not too much, I guess, not too aggressive for the overall look of the car. So just a quick rundown guys of all the modifications I have on the ND Miata. So from suspension wise, I got the Öhlins FP Spec long stroke kit from Socket Bomb and Miata Speed. It is running a 11.5 kg spring rates, and it's pretty stiff for the streets, but you know, just adjustment and the dampening, you can dial it in to where it's really not too bad and not too bumpy. I have it set, I believe, to 1210 for dampening. I'm not 100% sure on that because it's been a while, but so far how I have set it, it's perfectly fine and it's not too stiff for the road. Next up, we do have the Miata Speed upgraded two-piece front and rear rotors, brake lines, and pads that are from Ferodo DS2500s. So just with those upgrades, you don't even have to do a crazy BBK setup, which I can't anyways because I have 16" by 8 wheels and it won't allow me to run a bigger caliper, unfortunately. But you know, I'm perfectly fine with that because it looks, you know, it looks and performs great how it is right now, and I couldn't be happier with the setup. So next I do have the Goodwin Racing Roadster Sport Race exhaust. Again, I apologize, it's really dark, but I did upgrade the tip on the exhaust. It's a little bit bigger than what Goodwin offers on their website or from the exhaust itself. This is, I believe, a 4-inch tip. The whole reason behind this is I really just wanted to fill, I guess, the gap of what my original rear valence diffuser was on the bumper from Mazda. But now with this new carbon fiber fin, it literally serves the same purpose as far as, you know, trying to fill in the gap. So it all worked out. You know, it's not too much, it's not too protruding. It's right at almost the edge of the diffuser, and honestly it just looks much better than the 2.5 or 3-inch tip that Goodwin offered. Some subtle things I did as far as aero wise, I did get a little duckbill lip spoiler. Honestly, this was from eBay. It was paint matched already to the color of the car, and you know, it fit perfectly right on the trunk lid. I really couldn't go wrong with a $100 duck lip that was already paint matched, and in my opinion it looks better than the club lip that Mazda offers for these guys. It's just a little bit too small, and I think that this is just enough, I guess, protrudement of duck lip that comes out to, you know, the rear bumper of the car, the line or whatever. Anyways, it's not too much and it's not too little, and I think it looks perfectly fine. I am also running a short antenna. This isn't by Miata Speed. I know Miata Speed has their own, but when I got this car, this is one of the first things I did. It was just really annoying having a super long RC car looking antenna, so I had to get rid of that thing and get a shorty, and it just looks better in my opinion. Next up, I do have the Hard Dog M4 roll bar double diagonal. It does come with the leather pieces that cover it. So I had this custom powder coated to white because the original color that I had was black, and with it being black, it just wasn't like I don't know, it just didn't really pop out enough. And you know how I am with like my modifications on cars, I like for it to stand out, but I don't want it to stand out too much. So I don't know, I figured white looks really good. It looks really nice and aggressive just through the rear windshield, so I'm really happy. My friend actually suggested me to go with this color, to powder coat this color, and I'm really happy I went with that. But yeah, it looks great in my opinion. So I know guys it's getting dark, but a couple last things I did want to mention to the modifications on my ND Miata build. So I did mention before that I am running a 16x8 plus 20 offset rotogrid wheels on this car, and it is a square setup. So with that setup, I'm actually really happy with how, you know, the fitment is with the ride height, the suspension, the tire size, because the tire size is a 215 45/16s, and I actually had to play around with a lot of different type of like tire sizes to really just dial in like that certain look that I wanted, as far as just like the flat sidewall and that track fitment look with the ride height. So I'm really happy I'm finally done experimenting that. You know, at the time I didn't really want to spend, you know, T37 money on this car, because I figured, you know, it is my daily and I don't want to spend too much on wheels. Whereas these guys, it was only like, you know, $500 for all four. So I really couldn't complain, you know, and having them, you know, powder coated, I think it was like $500 or $600 for all four. Again, I could not complain with the results. They look really good in my opinion. I'm probably honestly just gonna run this for the rest of its life, or until I sell it or something. But if I did have the option to choose different wheels, I definitely probably would go 17-inch wheels and, you know, actual T37Bs or normal T37 SLs. Alright guys, well that's a quick summary of the modifications on the car. Again, really not too much. No engine modifications, like purely stock, just because, you know, it is a daily driver. I don't want to, you know, put too much types of power modifications into it. I just want it to be reliable, and I really focus on the suspension and brake modifications. Again, thanks to Sakibam Garage and Miata Speed for supplying those parts and helping me out on this build. But yeah guys, this car is pretty much done. You know, she's been super reliable and no issues with the car. Driving it literally every day besides my chopper. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other questions on the build, you know, what certain like look that you're trying to go for, just please comment down below and I'll try my best to answer you guys' questions. Otherwise guys, that is pretty much it. Again, she's done. I can finally close the chapter on this car and just enjoy it for what it is. Otherwise guys, that's pretty much it. I will catch you guys later, and I'll keep you guys updated as always. See ya.